Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to share with you a few strategies to help you if you have borderline personality disorder, and it's just a starting place to help you to heal. Because I noticed that a lot of videos talk a lot about what borderline personality is, but they don't really give any strategies. I hope this can be kind of a little starting point to help people with the disorder, so I want you to be encouraged. Remember that healing is a process. It is not an overnight, today type of change, and you will be able to start seeing some differences in yourself, but take it easy on yourself, take baby steps. Understand that you might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's okay as you are on your journey to healing. Don't let that make you give up. You just wake up the next morning and you start over again and you keep trying. It's baby steps. You don't want to totally shock the system by thinking, okay, I'm just going to quit all the behaviors, because that type of thing can backfire anyway. So enjoy the journey. Congratulations for even wanting to heal, because that's the #1 step. One of the things is just identifying different pieces of the disorder that are giving you problems. If it's just this big tanglement of emotion and you're not actually compartmentalizing and identifying those areas, then how can you work on them? So I'm just going to name a few areas, and you can ask yourself if you have issues in these areas, because there's things that you can do. Fear of abandonment. Do you feel afraid of people leaving you? It's terrifying. It's very scary. So that's one area. Then another area is splitting. That's black and white thinking. There's no gray. It's where a person is either amazing or I pretty much hate this person. I'm disowning them. I'm never talking to them again. Instead of, okay, this person made a mistake. I can forgive them for it. A third area is, do you have intrusive thoughts that are telling them to do this, do that, this person's bad, don't talk to this person, take this step, do that step. And it's like all these negative things. You're ugly, you're terrible, you are hated. And it's just a flood of thoughts. And then the fourth area would be rages. Do you find yourself getting really irritated, really angry? You can go from 0 to 10. Depression and anxiety. I think those are the 2 things that send borderlines into therapy. It's because you're feeling anxious all the time, nervous. You may feel depressed, or you just can't get out of bed. You don't want to deal with anybody. Identify those areas so that it makes it more clear what it is that you're having problems with and that you need to work on. Find the courage to take control and start the healing process so that you can be a better person. I want to thank all of the people who are borderlines who have actually made videos, because that helps so much. I can see some borderlines starting to heal because they're talking about it. So there's a healing process and there's a teaching process. So as far as strategies, one thing that you probably have heard about is medications. So for anxiety and depression, you may need medication to quiet that down so that you can start the healing process, because that depression can be so debilitating, that anxiety can keep you in a nervous state at all times. And that nervous state, for example, could be from somebody's gonna leave me. That's the form of anxiety. If you can talk to a physician if you're experiencing anxiety and depression, and maybe address those individual issues with medication, that could really help and take the edge off of it. So you're gonna break things apart and address specific things. The area of abandonment, the thing that you're afraid of, you're making happen because you're afraid of it happening, if that makes sense. And something that can offer healing to you is get a pet. I knew one girl who got a pet bird, and she told me that it really quieted down some of that nervous energy or that strong need to attach to a human being. Well, we know that human beings have other problems as well, so they may not be able to take on all of you. There's no such person. But an animal, oh my goodness. If you don't have an animal, try that. And she was telling me how the bird is so happy when she gets home. It's some kind of little parrot, and it gets on her shoulder and it talks to her, and she's its favorite person, and how she just loves it and feeds it and takes care of it, and she's bonding with it. That can start to help you to heal and bond from that pain of attachment, because you can attach to that animal. And guess what? Dogs, cats, they love unconditionally. You might want to try to even find an older cat, or one that's very docile or calm, that will let you hold it or let you rub it. Same thing with dogs. Use that as a way of healing, because that animal is going to love you unconditionally. They're going to have your back, and you can use that to get a lot of your energy out. Animals will let you hug them. You can talk to them. They're always there for you. You can take them for walks. They can be your constant companion. So put some of that energy that you're trying to put on people into that animal, because the animal can handle a lot of your love and attention. And there are a lot of dogs and cats and even birds that need someone who can give them the type of affection that you're capable of. Another strategy that I would like you to try is crafting. I made a video a few months ago, and I'll put the link below, about stress, strategies for relieving stress. And in that video, I put lots of things in there about things that you can do to relieve the stress. There's someone whose house I visit that lately, whenever I go visit, we always end up doing crafts, playing with beads, playing with glue, playing with paper, creating things, designing things, making silly jewelry or whatever. Remember how I talked about you have intrusive thoughts that are constantly interfering and telling you things and telling you you're bad, telling you you're good. Try this strategy with this person. This person's gonna abandon you, so jump in there. So this can sort of retrain you to be with yourself and not so much having to put that energy out onto other people or things. And when you finish, you come out with something beautiful, something that's your very own. It tends to quiet the spirit. And that's why I like doing crafts, because it helps me to turn off some of that energy. So for example, I have this that I don't know what I'm gonna do with, but this is like, this was like a thing of beads, and there were all different colors. And if you notice, and this is therapeutic too, actually, because it's like sometimes you just need a break. Your mind needs a break, so why not give it a break? Go get a bucket of beads, and when you start to feel that anxious feeling, start separating these beads. So if you notice, now all of my colors are all separated. I can't believe. Now look, isn't it funny when you do all of them, but then you get this low and you can't even finish those few, but just all these pretty bright colors that I separated out, you know? And so now that I've separated these colors out, I want to try to do something fun with it. And it might be, you know, just taking some paper, gluing a picture, or trying to make an art piece. Now, I'm not that great at art, but who cares? I mean, I might get a coloring book and glue it to some cardstock and then glue the beads on there to create a picture instead of coloring. But get something that you can craft, that you can start to do, because it relaxes your mind down so that you can take a break from all of the anxiousness and frustrations. So let's talk about emotions and feelings. When you start to feel yourself feeling something inside that's going to make you react. That feeling might be anger. If you call a friend and they don't answer, that could be sadness, or you feel hurt inside, like I'm missing them, I wish they were here. That's sadness. Feeling like you want to punch somebody or scream at somebody, that's anger. So you want to start connecting with those feelings. The next time you start feeling some kind of emotion, don't try to push it away, move it away, erase it away, close your eyes and pretend like it's not there. I want you to try holding on to that feeling, almost like you're holding it in your hand, and just sit with it. Just sit with it. acknowledge it, that that feeling is there. You want to kind of step away from it. This way you can kind of get unstuck from the emotion. So you don't want to push it away, punch it away, yell it away, close your eyes and pretend like it's not there. You don't want to try to make it worse or go crazy on that emotion. You want to just step back and just observe it. Try to think of a time when, when have I felt that kind of feeling before? When was that? Observe it. Just let it be. Try not to act on it, especially if it's this emotion that is making me feel like punching a wall or punching somebody or screaming at somebody. And you want to try to accept that it's okay to feel this feeling of frustration, anger, but acting on it may not be the best thing to do. I was working with a teenager once and she was in a complete rage. She just went from 0 to 250,000, and I brought her in my office and I helped her to calm down, and I pretty much insisted that we are going to approach this differently, because every time you get really upset or somebody triggers you, it's the rage where I'm screaming and yelling and cussing, and I just told her, we're gonna take control of this emotion. It does not control you. It only has the power that you're giving it, and we are going to calm this emotion down, and we're gonna walk through this feeling and we're gonna handle it a different way. We're not gonna handle it by screaming at people, cussing at people. And I just insisted until she calmed all the way down. And that was extremely difficult to do, but then we were able to talk it through and figure out, okay, what steps can we take? How can we handle this? How can we keep from not escalating to that point and just talking to someone and letting them know I'm feeling upset because. So try to work through your feelings. So you want to practice loving that emotion, giving it some, hey, you know what? I'm not afraid of you. I'm not running from you. This is part of being a human, is feeling really upset about things, but that doesn't mean that I have to continue to act a certain way. So I want to challenge you to, the next time you're feeling a very strong emotion, to try something a little different from the way that you normally react, because you got to start somewhere with practicing that emotion. I also did videos on anger. So anyway, this is just a few things to start to hopefully help you with beginning the healing process. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.